The first time we saw her, she didn't bark, she didn't growl, she didn't run. The mother dog stood there, trembling, her ribs showing through her patchy fur. She watched us with eyes that were not just wary, but hollow, eyes that had seen too much. And then, she turned. Slowly, weakly, she took a step forward, looked back at us, and waited. She wanted us to follow. Every bone in her body seemed too fragile to carry her weight, yet, there was purpose in her steps, and so we followed. Through broken fences, across cold ground, past rusting metal and shadows of a place abandoned by kindness, until, finally, she stopped. And there, hidden in the dirt and trash, we saw them. 10 tiny puppies. So small, each could fit into the palm of a hand. Their cries were faint, their bodies thin, their fur matted, little lives huddled together for warmth, little hearts still fighting, though they had never known safety, never known love. In that moment, one truth became painfully clear: without help, they would not survive. And so, we acted. People say hell is somewhere far below us, a place of fire and torment, but we know better. Hell exists right here, on Earth. And it is made by human hands. Hands that once tamed dogs, only to abandon them. Hands that build cages, then walk away. Hands that strike, kick, or pull a trigger, just for fun. This place was called the Depot. People lived nearby, but we hesitate to call them people. Because what kind of person shoots a dog in the head for sport? What kind of person kicks a puppy out of the way, or beats it until it stops moving? Only monsters, nothing more. We carried the mother and her 10 fragile children away from that place. At home, we set food before her. For a moment, she only stared, as if she didn't believe it was real. Then, she devoured it, every bite, every scrap, as though she hadn't eaten in days, perhaps weeks. Her body was trembling, her eyes still clouded with fear, but then, it happened. Her tail wagged, just a little. It was the smallest of gestures, but it was hope. She knew, deep inside, that we were not there to hurt her, we were there to help. We bathed her gently, careful with every touch. Her body was so thin, her skin stretched tightly over bone. It was a miracle she had kept 10 puppies alive in such a state. A miracle, but also a burden she could no longer carry alone. The next day, we brought them all to the vet. 10 fragile lives, carried in blankets and baskets, and a mother who never took her eyes off them. The doctor gasped at the sight, not just at their condition, but at their sheer number. 10 tiny souls, clinging to survival. One by one, the puppies were examined. Worms, malnutrition, fragile bodies that weighed less than they should, but still, a fighting chance. The doctor dewormed them, vaccinated them, cleaned their little ears, checked their tiny hearts. Amina, that was the name we gave their mother, watched the whole time, tired, still wary, but unbroken. 8 of the puppies were declared healthy enough to go home, weak, but stable, survivors. But two were not so lucky. They were the smallest, the weakest, their bodies bruised, fragile, nothing but skin and bones. The doctor's eyes grew serious. These 2 could not go home just yet. They needed treatment. They needed more care than Amina could give. And so they were placed into temporary care. It broke our hearts to separate them from their family, but it was the only way to save them. We held the tiniest one in our hands, just 900 grams, lighter than a loaf of bread. His breathing was shallow, his heartbeat faint, yet when the bottle touched his mouth, he drank, desperate, hungry, determined to live. The other, though bruised and fragile, ate with the same urgency. Milk dripped down his chin as he drank, his tiny paws pressing against the bottle. 2 sick puppies, 2 fragile chances, 2 lives we refused to give up on. In those first days, our fight was against infection. Their little bodies were passing worms in terrifying amounts, proof of just how long they had suffered. We cleaned them, comforted them, prayed over them. Every hour felt uncertain, every breath they took felt like a gift. Meanwhile, back at home, Amina and her 8 healthier puppies were beginning to thrive. For the first time, their bellies were full. For the first time, they slept without fear. For the first time, their mother could rest, knowing she wasn't alone anymore. Their tiny bodies began to gain weight, their paws grew stronger, their eyes brighter. And every day brought new joy, new hope. But the journey was not over, not yet. The two fragile ones still fought their silent battle, one bruised, one impossibly small. Their path was harder, their climb steeper. Yet we held onto them, refusing to let go, because their lives mattered, just as much as the others. And together, we would fight for them. This is what rescue truly means. It is not clean, it is not easy, it is not simple. Rescue is late nights and early mornings. Rescue is fear, exhaustion, and hope woven together. Rescue is fighting infections, bottle feeding every 2 hours, keeping watch over weak hearts that may or may not make it through the night. Rescue is standing between life and death, and whispering to a fragile soul, "You are not alone, we will fight for you." Today, Amina and her 8 puppies are thriving, safe at home. They grow stronger every day. They run, they play, they eat until their bellies are round, their eyes are bright, full of a future they were once denied. And their mother? She is no longer the skin and bones shadow we first saw. Her coat shines, her body has filled out, her tail wags freely now. She trusts. For the first time in her life, she knows what love feels like. But 2 little ones are still fighting. Their path is not yet secure. And that is why this story cannot end here. Because rescue is not a single act, it is a promise that we will see them through, no matter how long it takes. A promise that every single life, no matter how small, no matter how weak, deserves a chance. This is Amina's story, this is her puppy's story. A story of cruelty, a story of survival, a story of hope. But above all, it is a story of what love can do. The weakest of the litter, little Akiva, struggled from the very beginning. A torn muscle made every step difficult for him. At first, we feared the worst. Would he ever run? Would he ever keep up with the others? But in our case, we were lucky. His injury wasn't life-threatening. There was nothing the doctors could do, no surgery, no complicated treatment. Only time, patience, and love. And slowly, as the days passed, Akiva began to surprise us all. He started using that tiny leg with determination, as if he already knew he was a fighter. Every step, every wobble, became a little victory. And with each passing day, he grew stronger, braver, proving to everyone that his spirit was unbreakable. From there, things only got better. We could finally start dreaming about the day these puppies would meet their forever families. That moment every rescuer longs for, when a life saved becomes a life cherished. The clinic couldn't get enough of them. Doctors, nurses, even strangers in the waiting room, all drawn to these little miracles. They asked over and over again, "What breed are they?" But the puppies didn't need words to answer. They wagged their tiny tails, barked joyfully, and made it perfectly clear that what mattered wasn't their breed, but their hearts. Each one of them was perfect in their own special way. Independent, sharp, clean, and so full of personality. Even when I left home for just 6 short hours, they amazed me, growing, playing, learning, and showing me that they were ready for the next step. They needed something I couldn't give them alone. They needed families. Families who would guide them, teach them, love them, and grow with them through life's many seasons. And still, they had their mother, Amina, always by their side, always watching over them. It warmed my heart to see her gaining weight, to see her strength returning after all she had endured. Her eyes were brighter now, her steps more confident. She was healthy enough to protect and care for her little ones, the way every mother deserves to. But my mission wasn't over. Every day, I searched. Every day, I dreamed of finding homes for them all. And then came the day we had been waiting for. After weeks of treatments, after long nights of worry and countless moments of joy, the puppies and their mother received their vaccinations. They were strong, they were ready. And the miracles began. The weakest one, little Akiva, was chosen first. A kind woman saw him, not for his frailty, but for his courage, for his heart. She welcomed him into her home, and surrounded him with the care and love he had fought so hard to deserve. He thrived, blossoming into a happy, healthy boy. Another puppy, once weak, once uncertain, was chosen too. One by one, every single puppy found a family. 8 tiny lives, once born into uncertainty, now wrapped in love, warmth, and belonging. We couldn't have wished for a better ending. But the greatest miracle was yet to come. It was Amina's turn. She had given everything to her puppies. She had survived hardship, hunger, and fear. She had endured more than any soul ever should. And now, finally, it was her time. A family opened their hearts to her. They saw the gentle strength in her eyes. They saw not just a survivor, but a soul deserving of peace. And they gave her exactly that, a forever home. Now, Amina lives a life she once could only dream of. She is surrounded by love every day, by humans who cherish her, and by the company of other dogs and cats who have become her friends. Her days are no longer filled with struggle, but with joy. She plays, she rests, she loves, and she is loved in return. Amina is more than a dog. She is a story of resilience. She is proof that even the darkest beginnings can lead to the brightest endings. She is a brave girl who has overcome so much, and who now shines as a light of hope. We love you, Amina. You have touched our hearts in ways words can never fully express. Your joy has become our joy. Your happiness, our greatest reward. And to everyone who has stood by us, who has believed in these lives, who has supported, shared, and given love when it was needed most, thank you. Thank you for being part of these miracles. Thank you for reminding us that together, we can change the world, one life, one heart, one story at a time.
If this tale moved you, if you felt the tension, the heartbreak, and the triumph, please support our channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring more thrilling, emotional, and inspiring stories your way. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Do you believe dogs have an extraordinary sixth sense? Share your thoughts and personal stories with us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.